Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Megan Dang and I'm a type 1 diabetic. I'm also a freshman at college. I'm almost done with my first semester, so I thought that it would be a good idea to make a video sharing with you guys my experience and my transition here away from home. If you have any questions or comments, please make sure to leave it down below and I'll be sure to respond. So I decided to divide this video up into 4 categories: nighttime, friends, then going out, and finally the 4th one is kind of just summarizing my transition here at college. So first of all, I'm going to talk about nighttime. On my channel, I've discussed about how it's always been pretty difficult for me to wake up in the middle of the night to correct lows and highs and just kind of monitor my blood sugar. And as a result of that, I've become pretty dependent on my parents, specifically my dad, to always come into the room and help me out. So the big thing that helped me with that is the new pumps feature, auto mode, which basically what it does is when your blood sugar is going down, it will suspend or lower the basal to prevent it from going even lower. And if it's going high, then it'll adjust the basal to give you more so that it can avoid really high highs. So this has been extremely helpful to me because I don't go super low in the middle of the night if I am going low, and also it alerts me really loudly to help me out at night. Something weird is that at home, I am very dependent on my parents to come help me out with lows, but for some reason, when I came to college, my body just adjusted and I can wake up better in the middle of the night, so that was really lucky for me. I actually just went home and visited my parents a couple weeks ago, and that night I went low and just did not wake up, and my dad had to come over and help me out again. But for some reason, when I'm here in college in the middle of the night, I'm able to get up. So I feel like it has something to do with my body feeling comfortable at home and my body not feeling comfortable here, and knowing that I need to get up here. But I don't really have any actual advice on how to prepare for that because I honestly didn't, and I was kind of lucky that it worked out well. So auto mode is definitely a huge lifesaver in that regard. Another thing that I would suggest doing is when you go to sleep at night, make sure you have all your supplies laid out and ready every single night in case you go low. So it's extremely hard for me to eat tablets, especially when I'm low and at night and all groggy. So I always try to have juices ready and available for me to just drink if I'm low in the middle of the night. So whatever's easiest for you, I would suggest making sure you're always supplied with those resources. The second topic I'll be discussing is friends. When I was little and I was diabetic, I always had to introduce my diabetes to new friends. But honestly, here at college, I don't think it's that big of a deal. Most people have a general understanding of what diabetes is so that it's not completely misunderstanding. And I don't think anybody honestly really cares about diabetes, but you should definitely make sure that you have some solid friends that will be able to help you out in case of an emergency. Specifically, make sure your roommates are able to help you out. Make sure you have a couple close friends that you'd be able to rely on. So I know I told all my close friends about my diabetes and what they would need to do in case of an emergency. And I definitely think that's very important because even though an emergency hasn't happened to me yet, you just always need to be prepared. The third point I'm going to talk about is going out. The fact is, in college, you will probably go out and go to parties and do things that will limit your ability to think clearly. So if you do decide to do that, I would definitely suggest that you think about how diabetes is going to affect that. When you go out, always make sure that you have what you need. I always bring one of these with me when I go out, and I also always make sure to have my sensor on and working and have calibrated before I go out so that it will last at least 12 hours. This is very important because in the case of an emergency, I know that the sensor will be there to help me, and I also have my tablets in case I go low. And also make sure your reservoir is filled and your pump sight's on correctly and all that normal stuff. I think that it's okay to go out and have fun, but it's just really important to stay responsible and make sure that people around you will be able to help you in the case of an emergency. And also it's really important, going off of that, to have a buddy system and have at least one friend in the group that you can completely rely on. I think that overall, you always need that, especially in college, but adding on that factor of having diabetes and a serious medical condition just makes it that much scarier if something does happen. So I would definitely suggest being okay to be reliant on others and make sure others around you know what's going on. And just always stay responsible in terms of bringing supplies with you when you go out. And the fourth point I'll just be talking about is how my adjustment has been here at college. It's definitely been a weird transition being away from my parents and moving to a whole new place, but adding on that whole factor of diabetes has been difficult because I always had people around me that I could honestly trust with my life, like my parents and my doctors there. But here, even if I have true friends that will help me out, I feel like they just haven't been through it with me and they don't know exactly what I'm going through, so it can be more difficult. But diabetes didn't really affect my transition as much as I thought it would. College is really exciting and a fun place, and there's so many new experiences that I'm trying out, and it's just really fun. Sorry, this video didn't really have a clear theme or point direction to it, but I kind of just wanted to talk about my first semester at college and how diabetes has impacted it. But if you guys have any specific questions about diabetes related or non-diabetic related, like about college or moving away, be sure to leave it below. And if you have any video suggestions, please let me know and I'll be sure to respond to you guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.